Imagine waking up one morning to find the ground beneath your feet is on fire. Not a small blaze, but a raging inferno that's been burning for decades, and might burn for centuries more. This isn't a scene from a movie. It's real. It happened in the heart of the United States, in a quiet Pennsylvania town called Centralia. In 1962, Centralia was a peaceful coal mining town with around 1,400 residents. Nestled in the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, it was a place where everyone knew each other. The streets were lined with neat little houses, the smell of coal dust mixed with fresh bread from local bakeries, and life was slow, predictable, and safe. But beneath the calm surface lay something sinister. A forgotten mine stretching for miles under the town, filled with coal seams waiting to ignite. The story begins on May 27, 1962, when the town council decided to clean up the local garbage dump located in an abandoned strip mine pit just outside of town. Burning trash was common practice at the time. No one thought twice about it. The fire was lit, the garbage burned, and soon after, the flames were doused. Everyone went home thinking the job was done. But the fire wasn't gone. Unknown to the townspeople, the flames had slipped through a hidden opening in the rock, an unsealed mine shaft, and reached the underground coal seams. Coal, once ignited, doesn't go out easily. It burns slowly, relentlessly, and deep underground. Over the next few weeks, strange things started happening. People began noticing smoke rising from cracks in the ground. The earth felt warm in places it shouldn't. Dogs refused to walk across certain patches of soil. Still, most residents dismissed it. It's probably just steam, they said. By the end of the summer, the situation turned frightening. The smell of sulfur, sharp, metallic, and choking, filled the air. Carbon monoxide levels began to rise. Flowers wilted, grass turned yellow, and birds avoided the area. Then came the sinkholes. In 1981, nearly 20 years after the fire had started, a 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his grandmother's backyard. Suddenly, the ground opened beneath his feet. A gaping, smoke-filled hole 150 feet deep and 4 feet wide had appeared out of nowhere. Todd clung to a tree root, screaming for help as toxic steam hissed from the dark pit below. His cousin managed to pull him out just in time. That moment changed everything. Scientists and reporters flocked to Centralia. Tests revealed the underground fire had already spread across 8 miles of coal seams and reached temperatures of up to 900 degrees Fahrenheit or 480 degrees Celsius. It was unstoppable. The government realized that putting it out would cost hundreds of millions of dollars and might not even work. So, in 1984, the U.S. government made a devastating decision: relocate the entire town. Families who had lived there for generations were forced to leave. Houses were torn down. Streets disappeared. One by one, the people of Centralia packed their memories and left behind their burning hometown. By the 1990s, almost everyone was gone. Only a handful of stubborn residents refused to move, determined to live out their lives in the place they loved, even as the ground smoked around them. The post office closed. The zip code was officially deleted. Centralia vanished from maps. But the fire kept burning. Decades later, the underground inferno still smolders, hidden beneath layers of rock and ash. Scientists estimate it could continue for another 250 years before running out of fuel. The landscape now looks apocalyptic. Cracked highways, vents of steam rising from the earth, and graffiti-covered ruins where homes once stood. The most haunting sight is Route 61, once a busy highway, now nicknamed the Graffiti Highway. After being closed due to buckling and toxic fumes, it became a canvas for visitors to paint their names, messages, and artwork, a colorful reminder of what once was. Centralia has inspired countless books, documentaries, and even the famous horror game and movie Silent Hill, whose creators based their eerie, fog-covered town on Centralia's ghostly remains. But beyond the legend and mystery, the true story of Centralia is a chilling reminder of human error and nature's fury. A simple mistake, a fire in the wrong place, became an unstoppable force that devoured an entire community. Even now, researchers visit the site to study the ongoing fire, using it as a real-world example of underground combustion and environmental disaster. Carbon monoxide levels remain deadly in certain areas. Vegetation is sparse. And yet, nature is slowly reclaiming what was lost. Trees and shrubs grow between cracks, and deer occasionally wander through the silent streets. As of today, only a few structures remain. A church that still holds weekly services, a few empty streets, and a scattering of headstones in the cemetery, many tilted from the shifting earth beneath them. The residents who once lived there have grown old elsewhere, their children and grandchildren telling stories of the town that disappeared into fire. When visitors stand on that cracked highway and feel the faint heat rising from the ground, they realize something almost supernatural. Centralia is still alive in a way. The flames beneath it continue to breathe, feeding on the veins of coal, a ghostly heartbeat echoing through the earth. The story of Centralia isn't just about fire. It's about human resilience, environmental consequences, and the power of nature to outlast us all. It's a reminder that sometimes history's most extraordinary events don't end. They keep burning quietly beneath our feet. And somewhere, deep under the soil of Pennsylvania, the town of Centralia still glows red-hot in the dark, a fiery monument to the moment when mankind lost control of its own creation. The fire that started in 1962 still burns today, more than 60 years later.